I want to talk about Con Mi Madre and this beautiful dual generation setup that you have. Con Mi Madre serves both Latina daughters and their mothers in this dual generation model and I just want to give you some space to describe that for us, for those that have never heard and don't really know what that means. And I'd also, because you did this for me, I'd love to hear what it looks like on the ground. So if you could describe that and how you kind of manage serving two generations together at the same time, and why that matters uh, more, I would say, than serving them separately.
Absolutely. And you mentioned this in the intro, so I'll go ahead and talk about it very briefly and tying in very well with the story, Leah. Con Mi Madre was founded in 1992 by the Junior League of Austin. Back then, it was called the Hispanic Mother-Daughter Program. They saw a need. They saw a statistic that showed that a Latina girl would be more than likely not to attend college. And so they wanted to close that gap. And so that's when they decided to create what's called the Hispanic Daughter Program, just like they have Codes for Kids for many, many years. It was
Mhm.
one of their signature programming. And so they have served many families over the years. And it wasn't until 2008 that they decided to have Con Mi Madre become an independent nonprofit organization. And hence the name was born, Con Mi Madre. It stands for a mother's, Madre, the acronym is Mothers and Daughters Raising Expectations. And so since the founding of the independent nonprofit in 2008, we have continued to serve both the student and their mothers at the same time. What that means to us, it's a dual generational organization that provides services for both, right? And so we're allowing them to have good, healthy conversations about mental health, leadership, um, going to college. We take them to college field trips together so that they can navigate and ask those questions like, tell me more about, tuition and the financial aid and the schedules. And so when they're in our program for 11 years, they enter from sixth grade and they finish when they're in college, right? Senior year in college. So they're in our program for 11 years. It's an 11-year journey.
Sure.
Imagine how many workshops, how many speakers that they could see themselves in, how many field trips, conferences, opportunities. We're just talking a wealth of resources. And we would not be able to do this without the support of the community. Because they're the ones that sponsor, that donate, that volunteer, that speak at these events. And we're just forever grateful. For us and for me, it's not just about that one student. Well, it's everything for me, for that one student. However, in this case, we're impacting the lives of the mother, right? Mother daughter program, but then the generations to come, years after years beyond them. So we're making an impact now. We're planting the seeds now for the future generations of that student, of that mother daughter team, right? Their grandkids and their great grandkids, right? They will be able to look at this moment. I do have an amazing board member. Shout out to Karen. I have to share her briefly her story. She started the program of Con Mi Madre first, and then her sisters came along, and then our cousins came along. 11 of her family members have gone through Con Mi Madre.
Oh, I have
Think
to once
about,
again.
right, think about the generational impact in their cousins and those generations. And that's what we're all about. We're here to guide them in their journey every step of the way. Our
Mm.
curriculum is grade level specific. We have grade level discussions about mental health, about test taking strategies, about bullying, about everything that you can think of under the
Sure.
sun, right? But we want to make sure that our curriculum is very diverse and very relevant, culturally relevant to our families. And again, we do this together with the daughters and the moms. And so these conversations that they're a part of goes way beyond the program. They can have these healthy conversations at home without fear.
Mhm.
And I feel like they can, I mean, their bond is strengthened. It is like at another level.